flame won't never change. I ain't the same. Private, no car, no pushing buttons, make up. No juice, no smoke, still high, stay pumped. Private, no car, no pushing buttons, make up. No juice, no smoke, still high, stay pumped. Private, no car, no pushing buttons, make up. No juice, no smoke, still high, stay pumped. Yeah, private, no car, no pushing buttons, make up. They back you down in the street, I don't walk for free, but sweet questions. Yeah, I'm a beat, they talking to me like I'm over the heat. They beg you to in the street, they don't get a check, they trying to sleep questions all up in my DMs. They talking to me like I'm one of their friends, asking how to get verified. They don't get a check, they traumatized. I don't get a check, them boys cold. I didn't treat them the trade, clinical. Beautiful, original, East Coast, the pinnacle. Time be up, never down, up, they stuck, clinical. Got a hot car, that's a fire truck. Don't have to tuck, I just switch the game, never down, I'm up, they stuck, what the brains. Got a hot car, that's a fire truck. Don't have to tuck.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Shelly Shell, in the building. It is so good to be back. Like, really. It feels really good to be here every week again, even though it's only 2 weeks in a row. We are back. We're back. And I missed y'all, and I appreciate y'all for being patient. And, it's my favorite thing to do because I get to connect with the community. I get to connect with somebody different in the community every day. And I always tell y'all, I'm the perspective of the person that's like learning. You feel me? I need to be taught. So I'm bringing people like some of the brightest, some of the most intelligent, most loving people in the community to come shed some light on whatever they can, so we can learn together. That's my favorite part about this. So please, welcome to the show. One of my good friends, somebody who gives the best hugs and just will decolonize all your thoughts. Okay, welcome to the show, please, Sequoia Thompson. What's up, boo?
Oh, man, what's up? And when you said decolonize your thoughts and trust and believe, because I'm always decolonizing my own.
Right.
Like,
no, for real.
It, doesn't stop.
No,
there's
yeah.
so much healing in that. And thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Man, I had to. I've been wanting you on the show for the longest. Yeah. I've always loved every moment we've spent together, even though it sounds like a love story. It is.
I mean, it might be. And,
it might be.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And we can decolonize that.
Exactly. And if people are uncomfortable, then you know what I'm saying? Get some healing with that, because ain't nothing wrong with it.
It's a love story right here.
It's a love story, yes.
And speaking about decolonizing, I do got this banging hoodie on. I know y'all seeing me looking like a straight angel up in here. Shout out to Raven. They started a new clothing line called Untethered. And this is one of the pieces. It says decolonize your desires. Mm-hmm. I got the shirt underneath and it says decolonize your sheets. Snap on that. Get the decolonizing. If you want to get one, or if you want to, look as good as I do while you unpack.
Just drop that there.
Right. Hit them up at on their IG, rew.ado, and that's at re.ado. To get untethered. You feel me? It's like all type of little stuff on here too. We got another little thing right here you could do. It's like nice. The back got a little. Yeah, it's lit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to copy one of them.
Oh yeah, get you one.
Sure.
Start to colonize your wardrobe.
Yes, that part.
That
part. Start there.
Okay.
Start there.
When you start decolonizing, you'll decolonize everything.
Exactly.
We was talking about this the other day, right? We were hanging out. About how I ended up with a Swiffer. Remember I told you? That's how I ended up with a Swiffer. Now see, we're going to get into what decolonizing mean, right? But
wait, let's make sure we operationally define Swiffer. Like you legit mean Swiffer. The Swiffer. The thing that people keep buying like it's really mopping, but it's not. And that solution is water. Okay? The solution is water. Let's get real. It's really mopping?
Like, come on. It's not, but I broke up with my mop because of the commercial, and I feel like that was a symbol of all the things and images I've seen, and the reason why I liked what I like now is because of all of that. I legit to this day I won't buy a regular mop, and if I do, it hurts. Like it's like I should get a Swiffer.
You broke up with the one thing that was there for you
that we created
through all of it,
right?
That was there when you was up.
Okay.
That was there when you was down.
Okay.
But then you saw something. You was like, I don't need you no more.
Exactly.
I need that.
Right.
Okay.
And then, Swiffers ain't shit. And that's what happens. It's like an 80-20 rule or something like that. I don't know. No, but for the people listening, tell them what it really means to like, because we're gonna be. I'm gonna challenge you to decolonize some things later on in the show.
Okay.
What does it mean to decolonize anything?
Anything. Yeah, exactly. And I love how you said decolonize anything, because that's just a word, right? It's just a word that describes something that we can do to heal.
Right.
And what that means is, to me, what it means to me is we were born into the vessels we were born into with every single thing that we need, with all of the beauty that we have, with all of the beauty that we can embody. So decolonize is when you are doing something, nothing is innately right, nothing is innately wrong. Right and wrong doesn't exist, which is why it's variable. You go somewhere, that's right. You go somewhere else, that's wrong. Right? And so what decolonizing is really that self-analysis of why do you like it? Why are you doing that? Why are you supporting that? Why have you done it? Why don't you want to do that? And that's really what it is. And it's because after colonialism, without doing a whole history lesson.
Right. It was a lot of murder, takeovers.
A whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
Like, oh my God, we did this. No, actually, the all the people that's in the background that you didn't put out the names, they did that.
Right.
They just stamped your name on it, and then you took credit for it.
Right.
That's okay.
But that's what happened.
That's actually what happened.
Right.
That's actually what happened. But during all of that, without knowing the background and everything else, what you see as a child, what you see and what you hear from your family, your friends, TV, specifically Hollywood. Let me know when we're going to get there.
Yeah, later.
Let me know when we're going to get
later.
There. And so when you do things, we were raised in beauty, in joy, laughter, and yes, trauma, oppression, and challenges. But oftentimes there's not the space to say, why do we like this? Why are we doing this? And so we don't ask ourselves that part, then we might be doing something because someone told us to do it and we don't even realize
subconsciously.
That.
How much of like Black queer gays do you think is what's the opposite of colonized?
Yo, I was just like, woo, all right.
How much of it do you think is coaxed?
So it's hard to say like how much of it and how much of them, because I can't speak for anyone other than the person I am. And first of all, wait, what?
Yeah, that because
it was like click.
No, wait, let me just. I don't know what that was. That was weird. But because the iPhone can now screenshot from the back of the phone.
Oh, yes.
And I guess it moved anyway.
This is a double tap thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So I can't speak for how many do I think. I don't know, because in order to do that, I would have to do an analysis of every single Black queer person that exists in the globe. Right. And I ain't met them.
No, I mean, I think you have.
I ain't met them.
Right.
I ain't asked them.
Right.
And so it's not about like a number. It's not about like, well, how much of us do you think it is? That's something you got to ask yourself.
Right.
It always goes back there.
Right.
Once we understand that we've been told certain things, now, if we want to talk about what we've been told,
right.
Cool.
Yeah.
We can go there. But when you say like, how many or what's the percentage?
Yeah, like what I'm saying, based on what the consensus is, how much of that needs to be decolonized?
We live in a...
See, people with degrees, you gotta ask questions correctly. When people got degrees and shit, you gotta like...
No, it ain't.
It's like you gotta ask questions like a lawyer. Hold on.
No,
I'm gonna get it right. No, I'm gonna get it right.
No, right, wrong don't exist. Okay, so look. We are all born in this society. We're all affected by it. Every single one of us, you know? And so it's I don't want to say it's the degree that I have. It's just, I want to speak for myself because that's the only person I could ever speak for.
Right.
And I think a lot of times, even in any conversation, is when we try to do the degree thing. Well, 99 with a 9 out of 10, right?
No, yeah. Well, 17 people that I've met this week. 9
out of 10, 3 out of 4. And it's just like based on who, but not even that. It's just, why are you saying that?
Right.
And so it's not that it's not about, it's less about how many, it's about that it exists.
Right.
You know, so if 5 people are affected, let's talk about what affects them.
Right.
If 250, if 1,000, let's talk about that.
Right.
You know, and so I think we don't understand what is affecting us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it's not about like you said, how many people it's affecting. It's what it is affecting us.
Yes.
And I see like the way I love how intentional you are with what you say. So is that something you have to decolonize too? Like you have to like.
Oh, on so many levels, but that is because I'm very literal and I've always been like that. So before going back to school, I'll be like, but I didn't say that.
Right.
And be like, yeah, but you meant. And I was like, but you didn't ask me what I meant. These
Right.
are the words I used. And that's been since I was a kid. Like, and that was an issue. Like, that's been an issue with friends, lovers, you know. So it's just like, I am intentional about saying what I try to say what I mean because that's what I want to be felt.
Right.
You know that.
That's beautiful. That's
yeah,
and I love it.
I want to be felt. Yeah.
I love it because I feel like whatever you speak is gonna be true.
I appreciate that. Right? Yes, yeah. Right. And I hope I'm standing true to myself from what I know, what I experience, and I want to change it. If I'm like, oh yeah, that's not cool.
Right.
Let's not do that no more.
No, I mean it's very important to now I'm all nervous like about what I'm about because you know what I really you want to be intentional, right? And and you want to speak from the heart at the same time. And be in truth, and sometimes those things, you know what I'm saying?
Like error.
Yeah. Sometimes those things don't exist at the same time, so you gotta be careful. So I was reading a story, and I found so much of myself in it. Specifically, the part about you being a bus driver on the number 2. Yeah. Because I was a pedestrian for so long. You know, I was an avid pedestrian for so long. I had the right of way. Is what I'm saying. You know,
you had to concede to me.
Yeah, you had to. You know, right turns had to wait.
Exactly.
But yeah, you was on that number 2 that met that on Sunset.
Yeah,
it got weird. I know it got weird a lot of times.
Things got weird. Often. Yes.
But I was reading in this article about how you know, you looked at the UCLA campus, and it was kind of like, you know, it was something that inspired you to go toward that way. And I remember the first time ever coming out the hood and going over there, right on that side, and I was discombobulated nutritionally because in the hood you only got a couple of choices, right? You got burgers, tacos, pizza. And chicken.
This is what I gotta do.
And
I love that.
And if you want to be exotic, you get Chinese food, right? That's the hood. That's your choices, right? In our food desert, that's what we got. So when I went to UCLA the first time, and I saw all those different food choices, I didn't even know, like, I was like, what's hummus? I didn't even know what these, they're not even offered. There's no place to get hummus in the hood. Name a place to get hummus in the hood. You can't get it. Like, so that was my attraction to UCLA. I was like, yo, I got to eat everything over here.
Yeah.
So I enrolled in the extension program because you can't just get in. I didn't get in the honors way that you did. The right, like like you said, no right way.
It ain't no right or wrong.
I went the other way with the pamphlet that come into the mail, and you could just pick a class.
You better.
You pay the class and you go to the class. But it was
better.
Like UCLA, and that was my thing. So it was the food for me.
And so wait, I want to not pause you, but. It's so thank you for sharing that. And when I heard discombobulated nutritionally, before I understood it was because you was introduced to hummus, for me, you understood that you saw something different that you don't see in the hood. You know, and so for me, I was just like, yeah, that's exactly, you know, how I felt. I was discombobulated, meaning I was uncomfortable or unaware or didn't feel like I was supposed to be here. It's just because I wasn't exposed to it. It did not mean I wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
And that's what I had to deconstruct.
Right.
It does not mean I'm supposed to, you know, not supposed to be there. So when I would park that bus and look around and go to Taco Bell, you know, whatever, like legit, because that actually really happened.
Yeah.
You know, like when I did it, it never even came to me that I would go to UCLA. I knew I wanted to go back to college. I know I wanted to go back. It never occurred to me I'll go to UCLA because it wasn't something that I thought I was where I was supposed to be. Yeah. I barely graduated high school.
Right.
You know, like I barely, legit 2.0. I have my transcripts to this day.
Same.
You know, like to this day when I look back, like, oh, I thought I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, That's crazy. So when you said discombobulated nutritionally, there's so many things that nourish us.
Yeah.
There's so many things. And if we don't have that exposure, we don't even know that it's nourishment.
Yeah.
You know, we don't even know that it's nourishment. And so I had to deconstruct, why you think you ain't supposed to go there? Who told you that?
Yeah.
Who said that? Well, I mean, my GPA. Okay.
And what else?
And?
Right.
But who said you're not supposed to be there? Oh, my GPA?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Right.
2003? I didn't say that out loud, you know.
Right. No.
Right.
Thank you. You're just...
You know, when I graduated high school. And so...
I was 2002, so...
Okay, I feel you.
Yeah, so...
Squat.
Yeah.
And so, you know, driving that bus and knowing how much I love people...
Yeah.
This is not a shade to the position I had, but I miss people so much. And Metro was one of the loneliest jobs I've ever had.
Wow.
It was one of the loneliest jobs I've ever had because I saw how many people every single day. And no shade to them. They're going to work. They're going to school.
Yeah.
You know, they're sleeping on the bus because they might not have some place to go.
Facts.
You know? And I would just be like, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? And then I got hurt. Wait, can I tell a story?
Yeah, please.
Okay. All right. When I knew that I needed to leave Metro,
Okay.
I was doing the 720.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The big body.
Yeah.
We call them artics. You know, the ones that bend
in the middle.
Yes,
Yeah. Don't stand right there because
articulation
you're going to be...
buses. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing the 720. And when I first got the job, I was, hi, how you doing? Hi, how you doing? After about a year of nobody, but not everybody speaking back, you get tainted.
Yeah.
Right? And you get people trying to sneak in the back of the bus. You get people trying to pretend like you didn't put nothing. Wait a minute. Yeah. And that starts hurting your spirit. Like, do you not see me as a person?
I see.
Right?
I feel that.
But and this is no shade. And I started feeling just like I see people every day, and I'm lonely as shit.
Yeah, no, that's real. Because and it's funny because as the pedestrian, we get on the bus and we're like, man, this bus driver got an attitude, and like when you know it's a disconnect when you're in society, like performing. Performing societal duties. You know what I mean? Like playing along with the structure. You know what I'm saying? When you're in there going where they want you to go, how they want you to go. There's a disconnect from humanity.
Yes.
You are not yourself when you're performing a civilian, right? When you're performing a civilian that rides the bus, you're not yourself. You walk in, you're trying to get over. I was always in the back of the bus, and I'd be like, it don't come out your check. Because
it does not. Hey, that's facts.
Why are you pressed?
I mean, when I worked there, it actually does not.
No,
I don't know where the camera is. It doesn't.
It don't. It's everywhere. This being televised.
Like it doesn't.
It don't come out your check. So
okay.
The attitude, save it. Okay, because your bills are being paid.
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand how many places I have to go? Okay. I don't have $1.75 every time I got somewhere to go. Every way.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go too many ways.
100.
How I'm gonna eat?
100.
Why do you think I'm on the bus?
Exactly.
Shut up.
And so when I realized, I was like, you don't need to be here.
Yeah.
It wasn't because, these people is shading me. It wasn't that. It was that I was being tainted by the story that I was telling myself. Right? And so there was one time, so now I'm tainted. I don't speak. If you speak to me, I speak back.
I can't even see you acting like that.
Right? Okay.
I can't imagine you.
And that's all it was. Like, if you speak to me, I speak back. You want to know the stop? I'll tell you. If I know, I don't. If I know, I know. If I don't, I don't. It was very transactional.
Yeah, right.
I became very transactional. Right? And then so there was a person that got on my bus, and it seemed like this individual was experiencing homelessness at that time. And mind you, this was years ago.
Right.
I done healed and grown a lot.
Right.
And they got on the bus and sat down and just started talking. Now, I ain't never checked nobody for the fare.
Right.
Now, even for myself, like, it doesn't come out my check. They got security guys to do that. I'm not going to. However, don't act like I'm not here.
Right.
Like I'm not here. You can be like, yo, I ain't got it. I'm like, all right, cool. Go ahead and sit down.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I don't work there no more, so whatever.
Yeah, it's not a courtesy ride. They be trying like they don't have courtesy rides.
Exactly. Like I ain't got it.
Where's
like
the courtesy?
I never understood. Like if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. We all done been there.
I don't got it.
right? So this person gets on the bus, but I'm navigating life in this bruised, space, this bruised energy. And they sit down on the bus, and I believe, he identifies as he. And so he just starts talking, and I'm like, in my head, he's just trying to talk to me to make me pretend like I didn't see that you didn't pay your fare. Right. Like, you could have even just been like, yo, I'm doing the senior fare, and put whatever. You can put 2 pennies in. I'm not tripping.
That's a fact.
But don't pretend to be my friend so I don't notice.
Right.
And so I'm just sitting here, yes, sir. You're going to get off here. He was trying to get to the water. He was trying to get to Santa Monica. I said, okay, cool. At the time, I was on the 217, which is the Hollywood line. Goes down Hollywood, goes down Fairfax, and then it gets to Wilshire. I used to say Wilshire when I first started working.
Right.
I got called out a little bit too much. So I say Wilshire very well now.
Yes. Welcome to LA.
And so, right. And so he got off the bus. And he was like, can I give you something? And I was like, no, we can't take, anything for the passengers. Yeah. No, he was like, can I just give you something? I was like, no, it's okay. He was like, no, please, can I just give you something because I appreciate that you listen to me. And he gave me a $20 bill. Mind you, he's trying to go to Santa Monica because he needs to get to the water. He gave me a $20 bill. I could not make this up. He gave me a $20 bill and said, thank you for listening to me, and got off the bus. If I didn't almost break down in front of all of my passengers, because I wasn't listening to you. I was being transactional. I was being cordial. Before, I would have been like, yo, what? You did that? That's crazy. Right. That was your life? What? You did that when you was a kid? That's how I would have been, driving the bus. Right. But I was like, sir, yes, sir. No, sir, I don't need a coffee. No, that's okay. Transactional. Because I'm thinking he playing me. After that, I was like, you got to get out of here because that's not your spirit. Right. You're not transactional like that.
Yeah, it was making you. Yeah,
it was breaking down my spirit.
Yeah, jobs will do that though. Yeah. Like, jobs will do that. That's what it's a job. It's not there to uplift you. It is definitely there to challenge, you know what I'm saying, the integrity. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like it nick at your humanity.
Yeah, you be like, man,
man, you was born this beautiful being. And we'll see about that.
Yeah, none of this feels right. None of it feels right. So we got off the bus. And you made your way. You did honors in Pasadena, and you made your way to UCLA.
Yeah.
And we talked about psychology before, so you were looking at psychology at first. What made psychology attractive, and then what made it unattractive as well?
To be 100, you know what? Let me just drop it. Yeah. You know what? My mom is beautifully differently abled, and growing up seeing her huge heart all the time, and then not having that received, or it was just like, this don't make no sense. Because my mom she raised me in love. We didn't have a lot, but we did have love, like she raised me and my brothers. And so I just didn't get it. Because I told you I've been very literal. Right. Like, well, but you didn't say that. Right. Well, why you didn't bring it? Because you didn't ask me to. Right. I've been like that at church. I got popped for it.
Right.
And so I was just like, I don't understand it. And I wanted to understand it. Because I've always been asking these questions of, well, why are we doing this to each other? We supposed to love. It feels good to love.
Right, yeah.
Like, that feels good. So why are we doing other stuff? Right. Why are we fighting each other? Why we got this hierarchy? Why are we trying to prove shit to each other? Why are we trying to be better than each other? Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
And I literally didn't understand it. And so psychology just seemed like maybe I could figure it out there. I don't know. And even, why have I been doing these things?
Right.
Why was I doing this? Why did I feel like I shouldn't, wear a vest and a button up? Why did I feel like I had to wear stockings? That's dramatic.
Triggered. Okay.
Triggered.
Right, triggered.
Why did I feel like I needed to do these things that didn't feel good to me? Why?
Right.
Like, I don't understand. You say family. I understand family. We all ride or die for each other. But then when I say, like I'm queer or this, then it's like, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
The love is now all of a sudden conditional.
Conditional like a month.
The love is conditional.
You feel me?
It wasn't that before. What? Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
And so psychology appealed to me just to understand that. Like to put on a simple level. That's why psychology appealed to me. And in the moment when I went back, I thought I wanted to be a clinical psychologist. Because I believed it, and I thought that was the only way to find therapy, which I now know it's not. therapy is therapy, that does not mean it's the only way to have a therapeutic experience. Mm-hmm. I now know that. There are therapeutic experiences that you can have in life. Name
a few, please, because I know people are like, please.
Love people. Be ready to hug. Be ready to ask questions. Be like, who are you? How you doing? Right. And that's it. With that radical just happiness of, hi, who are you?
Right.
I ain't got nothing to prove. Right. Yeah, I don't want to prove anything to you, and I hope you don't want to prove anything to me because you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody.
Right.
I want to know you.
Yeah.
Because when I know you, I know myself better.
Right.
You know, and so I think
that's beautiful.
And so
you gonna write that? You was writing some stuff. That's what
when I know you, I know myself better.
Right.
You know, and so just like getting into that, and that's when I realized that clinical psychology and being a psychologist was no longer the end goal.
Right.
It was about walking in life and finding whatever is therapeutic and healing, whether that's just going to a social justice summit or something. You know, I met Kimberly Crenshaw like 5 times, and I usually lead into that a lot more. But can I just drop that? Can I just drop that?
Plug, right.
Can I just drop that?
Right.
But yeah, just understanding like, no, therapy is wonderful. It's healing. It's not the only place you can find healing.
Right.
And especially when you don't have access to therapists that look like us, you got to find ways to heal in different ways. You have to find that. And that's communal spaces. And for me, my education wasn't for the degree. Right. You know, it wasn't for the degree. I'm 28. At that point, if I'm trying to prove to somebody because I got a degree at 28, it's not really, what's that going to do?
Right.
What's that going to do? You know, it's people my age was like 4 degrees. So, which facts, like, you did that.
Right.
But it wasn't about the degree. It's about what type of healing and finding self can I find through this academic experience. Right. And then when I made it that narrative, the grades weren't what I was trying to get. You know, the grades came because I love what I did because I was asking questions. Right. You want me to write an essay? Oh, it's about to be what it feels like to not, you know, have food, or what it feels like to be moving around every single year, what it feels like to take cans out that's my essay.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it's going to be about. You don't like it? Cool.
Right.
But not that they always liked it, but always worked because that's real.
That was authentic.
It was authentic.
Yeah, because like I was in school, same thing. I had great professors and relationships with my teachers because I came from being a Jehovah's Witness, and it was never encouraged to go to college. So when I got this fellowship, I had the freedom to do whatever, and I just went where the homies were going.
Yes, I love when you said that. I went where the homies was going. Squad up. We going to Southwest. Let's go to Southwest. Let's do it. Yeah.
So I wasn't there for grades because that was never even in my scope of awareness.
Yes.
To be, you know what I'm saying? To be a scholar. That wasn't even, I wasn't even aware of being able to act like that.
Yes.
So I had a great time in like writing from the heart.
Yes.
And learning from the heart. Learning with no expectation. And I still don't have a degree. Because I didn't care.
And that's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's fine.
I was there the whole time. Like, just like, oh, I get it. I don't need, and for you who have a degree is an extent.
Yes.
I can tell you exactly what you know. When you tell me what degree it's in, I can just go straight to the I get you.
Right.
I know what you studied. Like, it's a degree of something. Like,
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm really, really smart. 10 years community college. Anyway.
Fact.
So I can appreciate that. There is a different intensity in the knowledge when you get to go with that freedom of not trying to get a degree.
Yes. Yeah. There's and there was a surprise.
Yeah.
To when I would write an essay, they'd be like, "This is wonderful." I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah. You'd be like, "This is how I was feeling after I smoked that blunt." But okay.
Wait, okay. Really? That's great. I could keep doing this.
Yeah.
That's great.
You just want to know how I feel about some shit? That ain't nothing.
Exactly. I just got to include a couple of terms and words.
Yeah.
Fine. Tell me the definition. Got it. Done. Exactly.
Not a problem.
And that's exactly what I talked about today, which is amazing to talk about. When you come to higher academia, just know higher academia does not define you.
No, not at all.
And so sometimes we enter into it backwards. And I know if I was 18 or 19, I absolutely would have entered it backwards. Because I would have been trying to say, I need to do what UCLA needs me to do. I need to do what PCC needs me to do.
Right.
No, it's not that. I need to leverage what higher education is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Educate me.
Right.
God, I swear, they're so arrogant. Like, you're welcome for your degree. What you mean? You know what I had to do to get what?
Right? Exactly.
You're supposed to offer a platform to learn.
Right.
That's
not a.
you have one job.
It's not a privilege. It's
you have one job.
right.
That's to offer a platform for education. And then when we boss up, you're like, you're welcome. I'm sorry.
I don't understand that.
I'm sorry. I don't
understand why I'm thanking you.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
That's your one job.
Right.
To educate.
No, look, you were talking about the keynote address that you were just talking about that.
Yeah,
so I wanted to ask you a question. Power to the QTBIPOC.
Cutie BIPOC, yes.
Okay, cutie BIPOC.
Yes.
What does that mean? I love how we get the letters. I need to know what the letters mean whenever I see the letters.
Absolutely.
That's for y'all, because we all need to know.
Queer, trans, Black, Indigenous people of color.
Ooh, these are the real people.
These the homies. Oh,
shit. I didn't know these letters was the homies. I didn't know these was my people.
I come back for the homies and the homies only. Trust and believe.
Listen, when I find out it's the homies, I'm on. Now, that's what I needed to know. So,
Facts.
So when you see Q, because we've seen these LGBTQIA, blah, 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 we've seen a lot of letters, no disrespect, a lot of letters.
Yeah.
We want to know what these letters stand for, to be respectful and to be where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So QTBIPOC.
Yeah.
If you see that, stands for Queer, Trans, Black, Indigenous. I'm so glad y'all in it. I'm so glad.
What? Because that indigenous erasure is real.
Yo.
And we now talking about it.
Yo,
we
it
talking about it.
Turn up the crew. You feel me? The crew is more
we just
authentic.
Get more lit.
Listen.
The collective increases when we
Listen.
bring squad back up, because squad has been left behind.
Now that feels like power to the people. You know what I'm saying? When I see that looks like power to the people.
So that's what the acronyms, and I also want to say, like, when it comes to the acronym, whether it's QT BIPOC, whether it's BIPOC, whether it's LGBTQ+, whether it's LGBTQIA, whatever that is, language is limited to describe the human condition. It's limited.
Say that again.
Language is limited to describe the human condition.
Ooh, I don't know. We've been in lockdown for a while now, so I don't know how niggas' scruples are right now. But listen, say that one more time. That was a gem drop.
Language is limited. Limited.
Meaning it will not encompass everything you're experiencing.
Language is limited to describe the human condition. However, we can dedicate to continuously finding, merging, and creating words that allow us to express our best selves.
Right.
And so what happens sometimes, unfortunately, is when we have an acronym, then we do the quota checking thing, right? That's what white dominant culture says. Well, which one are you? Pick one.
Right.
Yeah, and because before our generation, we had gay, lesbian, bisexual, and there was like, what's this other stuff? Right. And so now we have these acronyms, and none of these individuals, none of these spirits are new. None of them are new. We're not creating just new people. No, they've always been here. We're not creating. We're not just out here creating, We're not doing that. Right. We are finding ways to empower them and for them to empower themselves and for us to feel empowered. And so when it's the acronym, if none of them words feel right for you, cool.
Right.
Then dedicate to what does feel right for you and stand in that power.
Right, that's beautiful.
And
is that what you said on the keynote?
Not today, but that's what I didn't get there because it was only 20 minutes.
Right.
But
that's what I had meant to say.
What happened was, but when I do, because I also work, for a senior trainer for the Lesbian, Bisexual, Queer Women's Health Collaborative for Los Angeles County.
Ooh,
it really is. I'm like, y'all gotta come up with a different acronym. Like, come on. But that is how I try to lead into it. Because what I want people to do is come here to learn. Don't come here to feel like, that one, got it.
Right.
I get that.
Right.
If that one is like, that feels good, heck yes. Yeah. Use that for yourself. But don't come here, okay, this is what's available. okay, which one should I say? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't
put yourself in something.
Don't do that. If one of them make you feel like, yeah,
Right.
cool, take that, expand on it, walk with it. But language is finite. Our spirits are not.
Right.
Our energies are not. And so just always reminding ourselves that. I know that sounds like all esoteric and stuff, but it's
what?
Esoteric is like out there.
Okay.
Far out. This is what my mom always said.
It's so far out. It was
far out.
Esoteric over my head. You know, like,
It's far out. It's
Yeah.
just like, wait,
Esoteric.
Yeah.
I like words, so that was the esoteric. And don't ever be ashamed if you don't know something. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have walked away with that esoteric and be like, what the fuck is that?
Yo.
But see, now I know what esoteric means, and I'm going to use it on you tomorrow. Trust.
Exactly. Facts. Exactly.
I do want to take a quick, not break, but just because we went over, I want to acknowledge today our human crush of the week is Audre Lorde. It's Audre Lorde. I know that was going to touch you because I know you got her as your quote in your bio, but it is Audre Lorde's birthday. Let me see. I do have a quote. I did read one time. I have this quote, and she said, "When we speak, we are afraid it will not be heard and welcome. When we are silent, we are afraid too. So it is better to speak."
Because if fear gonna happen either way, well, then use your voice.
No, that one spoke to me because I always felt silence growing up. So it was like, I was afraid to speak and say how I felt. And then it was like, you're right. Like, either way, I'm afraid. Might as well speak. Don't internalize nothing. Don't internalize nothing that's you. Sorry, that's
Oh, wait a minute. There it is.
right.
Got it.
Audre Lorde to do that to you.
Facts.
What's your favorite Audre Lorde quote? Go.
So I definitely think the one that's on my Instagram, but I also, because I just had it, but then I zoned in.
I feel you.
I zoned into
if
to
it
what
come
you
back
said.
to you.
Okay, if it comes back to me, yes.
Happy birthday, Audre Lorde.
Oh, yep, happy birthday, yes. It is not our differences that separate us. It's our inability to respect and recognize. And I'm not quoting it is not our differences that separate us. It's our inability to recognize and embrace and celebrate those differences.
Yeah.
I think is one of my favorite Audre Lorde quotes.
I mean, like, she was 4 for 4 with quotes. You know what I mean? Like, every time I hear something or read something from her, I'm like, yo, this is. She was one of the trailblazers in forward thinking, like just on it. Like, wow, Audre, yes. So happy birthday to you.
Yes,
shout out to that.
Queen.
And it is Black History Year.
Your ancestral energy. We still trying to do the best we can.
I love that picture.
We
too.
trying to do the best.
That picture is lit. Like,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? So much power in that picture. I feel it. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Human crush of the week.
That's what's up.
So going back to what you're trying to experience in the community, I had a question I wanted to ask you. What would you describe as your self-elected role in the community?
Oh. I like that. I like that.
Right?
And I'm gonna use like a different, rather than self-elected.
Okay.
But I would like to stand into the power that I experience to connect ourselves to each other.
Okay.
In a way, like you said earlier, because when we so busy performing societal duties, we disconnect from our humanity. Yeah. And so I think I was born into a vessel where I'm supposed to remind us. No. That's not how this is supposed to happen. We supposed to be here. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. And so I would say, just a reminder to inspire that we already here. Right. And whatever work we got to do to get back I want to dedicate my life to that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And how are you executing that right now? Because that sounds like a lot. Yeah. And I know you were doing Sequoia Speaks, which was one of my favorite just moments. You know what I mean? You were doing it every Sunday. Yeah. And it felt right. So I know you were doing that. to connect.
Yeah.
And how's that going? And what do you want to see with that?
So Sequoia Speaks Sundays is coming back.
Thank you.
It's coming back.
Thank you.
It's coming back. It really is. And I think the reason why I got started is because we went virtual, and the reason why it got halted is because this is my norm. Like, cool, this is uncomfortable. That's okay. Right. That's fine. I'll wait. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll wait. You know, like that was my norm. And so trying to be that connector to say virtually was just really hard. It just, because I get so excited and it's just like, that person not there. Yeah. That person not, like, it's like I'm feeling the energy. So it definitely is coming back. Especially after today, like it went really well. And some of the chat things, I actually brought the chat only because there are some things that I was just like, this is telling me I got to get back. And one of them was like, I feel so seen right now.
Yeah. You do make a motherfucker feel seen. You will make somebody feel just there present. Like, wow, if I could feel being grounded with you right here. Yeah, I got a picture of us.
And we was camping. Oh yeah, not camping, but I know right? Camping. Yeah, we probably have. But no, we was hiking. Yes,
and that picture it speaks so many. It's symbolic of the energy that you bring. So I totally understand how Sequoia Speaks. It just didn't hit the way you wanted it to hit.
But it's coming back.
But it's necessary.
Yeah, it's coming back. So there's Sequoia Speaks coming back. And there's also the position I have now as a program coordinator for Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation, to where we really work with the community, but virtual, of course, there's a transition, but we create spaces in dialogue to talk about like dismantling all this internalized anti-Blackness and systemic racism, you know? So there's that. And then there's like other programs that I'm still a part of, like my mentor, Dr. Noble, shout out Dr. Noble. She has the Invisibility Project, like I was telling you the other day, to where she wants to uplift BIPOC, low-income student voices.
Is that the one for the? Is she still doing that?
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yes. I got the flyer for that. Actually, I did bring the flyer.
Oh, sweet. Yes.
I remember. You got the flyer. I think did I bring it?
That's the one we was talking about with.
No, not that one. Nope. It was it should have been a flyer about the, okay, I will find it.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that one right there. Mm-hmm. And the whole point of it is to not say, share your struggle, your trauma, everything, but it's to remind ourselves that, and I said this today, struggle is not going to equip you for life the way privilege does.
Struggle is not going to. Yes, that's so.
If you had to work for something, if you had to work through something and still find joy, happiness, love through that is a different type of being equipped for success than if someone gave you everything.
That's so facts. So what they're doing, I'm not trying to cut you off, but I want to, because the flyer is still up.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So tell them what that was.
Yes.
So if you want to share your story, please.
If you fit the criteria here for this particular research project, then definitely hit me up at Sequoia Speaks, or definitely hit up my mentor, Dr. Jen, at gmail.com, and share your story so your voice can get heard, because our voices matter, not just to be published in an article for an institution to benefit from. No, your voice matters.
Right.
And the collective deserves to hear it. So that's one thing. And then there's also and I don't want to misquote, but the Invisibility Project, which is so crazy and so aligning. Okay. And this is a global, so this is from my research and the family I made in Amsterdam of uplifting BIPOC low-income voices and navigating whiteness in higher academia, or navigating whiteness in a white world, where whiteness is what's being coveted. Right. And so that's another project, and just keeping that dialogue open, just so we could talk to each other and hear each other, not talk at each other, but hear each other.
Right. I appreciate you so much for doing that work, because just sometimes in hearing yourself speak, you learn so much more about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just given the opportunity to have that platform. So that's very important. And so I thank you and your affiliates for that. That's the invisibility.
Yeah, the invisibility project. That's Dr. Jennifer Noble. Yes.
I'm gonna post it on the story. So make sure y'all, and you get paid $50. You know what I'm saying? It's about time they paying for the. You know
there we go.
Pay me for my story.
There we go.
So that's what's up. So we're gonna do like a little speed round of decolonizing.
All right. Speed round. Okay. All right.
Okay. I like when we decolonize.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm gonna name some stuff.
Okay.
And you're gonna tell me where the work needs to be done. I don't know how to ask this question.
Okay.
But,
Yep. You got
okay,
it.
but you get what I'm saying?
Speed round. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Trap music.
Love it.
Love it. You love trap music.
I like it. I support it. Because now I'm like, love it. I feel like we're going to have to deconstruct why I love it.
Right.
So let me say I love it because it supports my people.
Okay.
And it represents my people. It shows representation of my people.
Okay.
Let me say that.
So look,
that's why I love it.
So this is my question. I feel torn because of the internalized hate that comes along with.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do I balance these beats with the message that's being left behind?
I see. That takes time. Let's just say that takes time.
So I could keep on.
So I would always So for myself, when there's, what song played the other day, and I was like, yo, this is not the radio edit. Oh man, I wish I could remember it.
Yo, somebody saw.
Check that out. It wasn't that. It was something more recent. But I can't remember. But I was like, oh, this is so hard to hear now. Oh, so how I've learned to navigate that.
How do you not internalize that?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
So
you will.
I did.
Uh-huh.
And when I hear it now, the same thing. It's like
okay.
You have to build a relationship with. You gotta make a choice. Am I gonna just stand in this and sing this shit right now?
Keep this shit slack.
Or am I just gonna bob my shoulders, not sing the lyrics? And if someone want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation about why this is problematic.
Right.
While
we... Now, let me tell you, I don't like how he is saying this.
I prefer this to not have happened.
Right. Why he can't just say sex worker? That's what I'm saying.
Right, exactly. You can't just say woman.
Why you gotta call her a hoe?
Exactly. I don't understand why she gotta be fast.
Right.
You doing the same behavior.
Right.
So it's like you just gotta build a relationship with uplifting your community and understanding that a lot of that toxicity was given to us. Mm-hmm. And individuals absolutely need to be held accountable. That's 100%. Individuals absolutely need to be held accountable. But if you're going to hold somebody accountable, accountability is a conversation. If you're just going, and I don't even want to get into cancel culture because that's like a really big conversation right now. Mm-hmm. But if you're just going to just come at someone without seeing where they hurt, you know what I mean? Like if you're not gonna have a conversation with them, who hurt you?
Right. So aggressive.
Would you say that to your mom or your sister
Nana?
Or your nana? Would you?
Right.
Like, and if the answer is no, who hurt you? Wow. So if you're not gonna have that conversation, it's like you just got a choice at that point. You got a choice. You gonna bop to it? Stand in it and bop to it. And if someone say, why you bopping to that? Be ready to have that conversation. Okay. I'm bopping to it because this makes my body feel good. I don't support the lyrics because of such and such and such and such. And it's beat though. Right. Or you be like, yo, I can't rock with this song no more. Like this really hit. And whatever your decision is, you got to stand in that power. But understand why you're making that decision. If you choose to keep bopping, keep bopping. But when people ask you why you bopping, be ready to have that conversation.
And that's like really what it means to decolonize something.
Yes.
Just to understand. Understand yourself, why you think the way you think, and make sure that it belongs to you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I just want people to understand. Because, like, I was telling you the other day, like, I literally learned how to love through, like, R&B.
Yeah.
And movies.
Right.
You know,
Hollywood.
I'm performing love. I am performing these things. And that's what comes with, like, the I don't want to call it brainwashing, but the consensus, the social consensus that we have of, like, you know, it's just...
Yeah, it's the things that we subscribe to as a collective that we don't even realize we subscribing to it.
Subconsciously. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my mops. And
yeah, my mops.
My mops.
And when tap, I can't stop. Like, I'll be driving tap. Like, if that's on, I'm like this. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. I'm like, I gotta pull over or turn the radio off, you know, like, and I have to be able to have the conversation of why that is, you know, for myself.
For real. Let's talk Hollywood. What you watching these days? It's very hard to find something.
Well, I'm rewatching Lovecraft Country with my lady. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah, I have. I respect that.
It's a lot.
Sci-fi.
It's
and
a lot.
I liked it. That was like, I think my first time seeing like black people with sci-fi.
Yeah.
And interesting.
Yeah, right.
And a good show.
Yeah.
Like,
and unfortunately that's not uplifted, which is a wonderful thing too, because I remember a friend of mine that I met
like,
through. You were like, wait, maybe you should not be here.
Like,
a friend of mine that I met through my, you know, abroad program, you know, but it's not about the studies, it's about what you do with it, you know. So I still got that family to this day, you know, and after I graduated, that family's still there. And a friend of mine made one of the first, I think maybe the first Afrofuturistic musical, and it filmed at the African American Film Festival, the Crenshaw Mall. And she wasn't able to make it out, and I remember going just to, you know, uplift what it meant. And for me, I'm like, what? That's a thing? What?
Right.
What's the Afrofuturistic musical? What? You know,
Afrofuturistic musical.
Afrofuturistic musical. You
Wow.
know,
What's the name of that?
It's called Euphoria.
Euphoria.
It's called Euphoria.
What?
It's called Euphoria. And then EU capital, and then PHORIA, because it's talking about the Black experience in Europe. And that's what it's deconstructing.
And musicals were deconstructing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So it's really beautiful, and you're right. And we think that Black people don't watch sci-fi, that Black people aren't in sci-fi. No, it's just not. That's not being put in the mainstream. Yeah, because it absolutely is out there. We absolutely do watch it,
and we absolutely are in the future.
We absolutely are in the future.
And I'm just getting on.
We absolutely are the future.
We absolutely
Let's say that. Let's say that.
And I'm just now understanding what these terms. I'm like I said, I'm learning. Right.
Yeah.
Afrofuturism is beautiful. I got excited when I found out what it was.
Yes.
And I remember telling you, like, we're going to talk about what it means to be Black in the future. That's not what I meant.
Yeah. That's not what I meant. No, I feel like I knew what you meant.
Yeah, like Afrofuturism.
How do we keep standing in our power?
Right.
Forever.
That's how
it landed on me.
Right. And how do you feel that you're going to be shifting right now? Because we're shifting.
Yeah.
We have to adjust to what the new norm, so to speak. How do you plan on continue to standing in your power?
Just standing in your power.
Standing in your power.
Well, I would just say to uplift and acknowledge how I've already shifted.
Right.
You know, I went from driving a bus to working in corporate America and being in meetings, literally saying anti-Blackness is a problem. Would you like to talk about it?
Thank you for being in that room.
Oh, you don't?
No.
That's okay. Don't worry. I'll wait.
They was like, hired.
Yo, one of my colleagues was like, why do you let her rats get jobs?
Right? Like, what the? Like, this is going to be a problem all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So to uplift that, one, I didn't have that language. Wow. Two, I wouldn't even know how to stand in my power and say it without trying to flip a table, because I ain't here to flip a table. Right. I don't even need you to feel bad. Right. Because your shame, your guilt ain't going to save our lives.
Ooh, that's deep. I don't even need you to feel bad.
Not at all.
That's a level of evolution. A lot of us are not there yet.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And that was some very intentional work of no matter what, whether it's about breaking down white supremacy, whether it's about being bullied, whether it's about, like your own family coming for you, making someone feel bad, is that generative for the collective? Is that generative?
What you gonna generate?
Yeah, is it,
What's about to come of that?
Yeah, and I'm still human.
Right.
Yo, so that spirit of I'm about to rip your soul out your body comes out. It does. Yeah. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
I've built a relationship with take a deep breath, and what is ripping their soul out their body gonna do?
Right.
What?
Right.
And so even when it comes into stepping in, guys, racist is so bad, I didn't know.
Right.
When it comes to that, it's like, that gets annoying over and over, but also it's just like, making you feel bad about it, what's that gonna do? Is that gonna make you stop? No. Is that gonna save our lives? No. Is that gonna change policy? No. And so realizing that shame and guilt, it just doesn't have it doesn't have a place. It doesn't have a generative place in the movement, because sometimes people need to get their soul ripped out. And sometimes there is a place, there is a time
for everything.
And it's motherfucking generative.
Right. No, yeah. No, I feel that. No,
there is a place and a time. But just to be able to say, really, what is that going to do? Making you feel bad and make you feel stupid and make you feel less than, make you feel whatever. What is that going to do?
It don't do nothing.
Is that
going to... Something like, your apology is for you. It don't do nothing for me.
It don't do nothing for me. Because
change behavior, please.
I still walk outside looking like this.
Yeah, like your apologies it does nothing for me.
It does nothing for me.
Change behavior.
It does nothing for me. And so when they're like, oh my God, thank you for this. And I'm like, I just hope that you keep educating yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I hope. Like, whatever, we just keep doing the work for yourself. Because when you do the work for yourself, then that's going to reverberate into the collective.
And I want to end on that. Because I want to let that simmer. Let that simmer.
When you do the work for yourself,
okay,
by default, that reverberates into the collective.
Thank you so much, Sequoia Speaks.
Absolutely.
Sequoia Speaks.
I try, and I'm humbled to be here. Thank you so much, Shelly Shell. It's been too long, and you've inspired me to get back to Sequoia Speaks Sundays. When you asked me about that, that's legit, that made my heart smile.
Oh, man,
I really do appreciate that.
I appreciate what you pour into the community, and just you being there, your existence. Appreciate you for being, man. Yeah. Thank you for coming to the show so much.
For sure.
Hey, please follow Sequoia Speaks on IG. Tap in.
I know. When I'm not talking, I get all awkward, because now I was like, I'll be all suave and stuff. People like, picture.
Tap in. You already know it's been your girl Shelly Shell, and I'll see y'all next week, and I love you for real. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Thank you, POTUS. Shout out to Greasy Lee's. Shout out to Greasy Lee's. My homegirl started a Caribbean she's selling plates right now, but it's gonna be a restaurant. It's gonna be all of that. Greasy Lee's is bomb. No, it's fire. Tap into that. They cater to the masses. I had a homegirl come. Yeah, her Crystal has a business as well. Support Black-owned businesses. Those are purses right there. Those little takeout things.
Hey.
Takeout boxes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those are purses.
Nice.
So she came through, supported Greasy Lee's, and it's all about pouring into the community. So I love to see that. So make sure you support everybody. Decolonize your desires. Thank you so much, Sequoia, for coming.
Absolutely.
I
Thank
love
you for
you
having
real.
me. Nah, for sure. It's all love.
Man, and I love y'all for real. See you next week.
East, you did it again, baby. Come on, yeah. I'm like, my nickname is Flame, won't never change. I ain't